Welcome to How to Lose Every Hand at Poker. I recently watched Brad Owen's 200th video, and I felt inspired. I thought, if he can do it, I too can blast off 4 stacks in under an hour. Let me show you how it's done. Very first hand I'm dealt in, I pick up pocket 10s in the big blind. Folds to the cutoff who raises. I 3-bet 4 times their raise. They call, and I flop the nuts. Pretty good, let's bet. They call, cool. I turn, I guess all the draws got there, so I'm just gonna keep betting because I flopped the nuts and they call. And then on the river, I guess a backdoor straight came, but they don't have that. No, they don't have the backdoor straight. They have the turned nut flush. I'm actually supposed to go broke here. I'm totally fine going broke. However, on the turn when the flush gets there, I should really be check calling instead of betting, right? I should let them have some bluffs in theory, and they're probably going to bet pocket 3s, pocket 2s as well. They're supposed to, and it's not like there's a whole lot of hands that I'm supposed to get value from when I have top set. Oopsie. A few hands later, I pick up pocket deuces on the button. There's a raise, and I decide to flat. I think a 3-bet occasionally. Sometimes you can fold depending on the lineup. Against these players, actually, maybe, I don't know. But I call, whatever. Let's flop a set. Let's flop a... Not much. I got a double backdoor. That's like a thing, right? They're going to bet a lot of ace high, a lot of air. Theoretically, I think they should be checking this flop a decent amount, but they don't. They bet half pot. I peel with my backdoors and my pair of 2s that might be good. And I turn a draw, right? I've got a gut shot. It's the butt shot. It's the underside of it, but I'm going to, no, I fold. Well, the way to lose hands, you can make the worst hand or you can fold the best hand. Lots of ways to go. For this hand, I opted to go back to that first method of losing hands by making a big hand. I raise with ace king, I get cold called. They're gonna check. I'm gonna bet half pot here. I think I could go bigger. I think third on a texture like this I don't love. I do have the ace of diamonds, so I've got nice kind of robust equity. Wow, it takes a lot of clicks to get here. I do bet a third. I hate myself. I don't hate myself. I kind of love myself, but I don't like my bet sizing. They check raise to this really goofy tiny amount, and like I'm going nowhere for this. So I call, the turn's a 4, fine. They bet pretty big. I've got top pair, top kicker. I'm blocking kind of the most obvious bluff. I can raise here, I can call here. I decide to call, and then the river's a 5, which completes 7-8, and they bet full pot. And against full pot, I think I can maybe consider an exploitative fold against some people, but in general, we're going to pay this one off. Some of the draws bricked, one of the draws got there. I'm going to pay it off, and they probably have like a set or they had a flush draw and they whiffed their flush draw, but they made 2 pair. Yeah, that one kind of felt something. So now we pick up pocket queens in the big blind, getting a lot of good hands. There's a raise, there's a call, it folds around. I'm gonna 4-bet, right? I size my 4-bet. I could go a little smaller because the players are shorter stacked, but this is pretty much more or less what I'm usually gonna go, like 4 times the bet, +1 for the call, and then they, not $1, +1 times the bet, so 5 times the bet. They just jam, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm definitely gonna call it against, oh, okay, you're in there too. Cool, let's go. 3 ways, all in with the ladies. Big slick over there, and a jack offsuit. So, yeah, okay. And let's go. And, oh, now I'm drawing dead, right? I need like running queen and the board to pair, or running ace jack or something weird to happen. And spoiler alert, nothing really weird happens. Actually, on the turn, I pick up an open-ended straight draw. So, that's nice. I guess I had equity on the turn. But the ladies go in the muck. Jack 10 offsuit in the big blind. A lot of big blinds making the cut here. There's a raise. I think this is worth a call, and I flop pretty good. I've got a flush draw. I got an open-ended straight draw. Yeah, the board's monotone, but like there's not that many combos of flushes they're gonna have, right? So I think I could actually lead this flop sometimes, but I check and they check it back. And now I'm like, you know what? You checked it back. You have nothing. Maybe you have a big club, right? But you've got none of this. So I'm betting. So I bet full pot, right? Let's put our foot on the gas. And they call. And now on the river here, the board's double paired. So I need to bet something to get rid of like ace high call downs, king high call downs, even over pairs. I think could be reasonably frightened of losing to an 8, a 9, a flopped flush, a flopped straight. I could credibly bet a straight or a flush here even, because there's not that much reason to be concerned that my opponent has a 9 or 8. If I use a smaller bet sizing like this one, I can maybe more credibly represent some of those weaker value hands. Whereas if I use a bigger bet sizing, I might, actually get someone to fold ace high. So that didn't work. I think it's a good spot to go for a bluff. I have a blocker of the clubs. The 10 of diamonds like blocks some like 9x suited, 9-10 suited, right? But I think I should have like overbet river even. And it's really hard to call down with ace high against an overbet. I mean, I could even have like the naked ace of clubs and overbet trying to get them to fold a chop. So I don't love this hand. But we're trying to lose hands. So hey, it's one way to go. This one was a little more creative. We have a raise in early position and a call. So low jack, high jack decide to get in there. Against this configuration, actually the hijack's like never really supposed to cold call here, but this is a very good hand to 3-bet according to like the robots, right? And as long as your opponents play like the robots, it's supposed to work. But yeah, so that's not how they play. This is the dude who shows up with ace jack offsuit. So what are we gonna do? This hand actually, I think, happened first. So I got those out of sequence. But yeah, if I knew that, then maybe I don't try this light 3-bet here. I am trying to look for more like these. And I know that these suited kings actually perform fairly well in spots like this. But maybe not against this player. Maybe not against this open raise size. My bad. Here's another joyous hand. Ace, queen of clubs in the small blind. They raise. I'm going to 3-bet them because my hand's very good, and they're not. And then they jam on me, and I had just seen this ace-jack offsuit, and so I was like, yeah, they've probably got like some garbage hands and whatever, and my hand's pretty solid. And actually at this stack depth, this is arguably close in like a theoretical stance, but when you're up against an opponent who has a limping range, that's what those little fish bones mean, then this is probably quite poor, and you're gonna find yourself in spots like this. And that's not very good. I did flop a gutter, so trying to hit that gutter, and I hit the wrong card. I hit the queen, and maybe if they had pocket eights, that would have been cool. But they had pocket aces, so yeah. All right, how many more ways can I find to lose? Pocket jacks in the small blind. There's a raise, fold. This person jams for $8.15. We're coming over the top of that, trying to get heads up. If not heads up and someone wants to play for this little $61 stack, we'll do that too. And they get it in with queen jack offsuit, which is hilarious because I have them like super crushed until the flop comes out. And then I've got 2 back doors though, right? I'm sure I'm going to make them. I'm sure that's how this session's going. I made a flush. Cool. Anyway, yeah, no one's perfect. I believe it was the philosopher Eric Draven who said, it can't rain all the time. So I've got queen 9 suited. I raise, button calls. I flop a gutter butter with a spade, a backdoor spade draw, right? And an overcard. So that's pretty nice. I bet half pot. I'm going to check this flop a lot, but this feels like one that if I bet and get called and then I catch one in the nuts, make my nut shot. Yeah, anyway, if I turn the nuts, then I might be able to win a big pot. They min raise me, so I'm getting 5-1 with the nut shot, plus the backdoor flush draw, plus the overcard. So of course I'm going to call, and then I turn the nuts. And since they raise the flop, this card doesn't complete the obvious draw, right? It doesn't, a queen or a 7 would complete 10-9, which is like the obvious straight draw. So I think I can go for a check raise and they check it back. So, we're kind of going with the theme of losing and, we're losing value here. On the river, I have the nuts. Hey, aren't you supposed to be losing every hand? Did you even read the script? I didn't know there was a script. I'm kind of improvising here. Yeah, there's a script. You're supposed to, how are you going to lose with the nuts? I have lost with the nuts before. It reminds me of a funny story that I'm not going to tell right now. Instead, I went for the overbet here, trying to target the 9x, because if they have a 9x, maybe a hand like 10-9, 8-9, those kind of hands could have checked back the turn. So I'm going to try and get value from them by going big, and I do get the call. And so they did have the top pair, top kicker. So I guess that might have gone smaller to target that, but sometimes these bets look really suspicious. So hey, go big, and yeah, something about no home, no what? Can you at least ask them to like and subscribe this time? Sure, yeah. What me said. Like, subscribe, share with your poker friends even, and let me know if you like this format or you'd rather something a little less goofy. I don't know, whatever. Get out of here.